thank you very much for making the time to be here. I'm going to kick into my story. I'm going to keep it brief, the reason why I'm here today and what I have to tell you, and then we'll get into a nice little demo and some Q&A at the end. So what brings me here is I am a person who straddled two worlds in my career. I have a marketing side and I have a healing side. Now, my life path number, for those of you who know, that is a 2, so I straddle worlds well. And I have been in marketing since I was in my early 20s. I was very creative and artsy and ended up going into design, and hated it when I eventually got to work as a designer because I didn't like sitting behind a computer all day. I wanted to connect with people. I wanted to engage with people. I enjoyed people. I could read people quite well, and I wanted to do more of that. So I ended up going down the road of marketing, media, advertising, which led me to eventually open up my own marketing consultancy 7 years ago. And now I have a whole array of clients that I work across. I like to keep things interesting. I get bored quickly. So my clients are diverse and different and interesting. On the other side, on my healing journey, it's something I've done all my life, really. From as early as 8 years old, I knew that I had a spiritual connection, and I followed that immediately. And in my early 20s, after I came out of the fog of being told, you're talking nonsense, there's nothing there, or nobody can feel that, or nobody can see that, or, no, that is a nice person, your gut's wrong. All those lovely statements, I decided to study Reiki healing. And I started that in my early 20s, and I absolutely fell in love with it. It was a passion straight away. And I just went on to become a practitioner right away. It wasn't really my intention to practice at the time. I wanted to just improve myself, and I'd always been focusing on my own healing and wanted to always help those around me. I was always that, even as a child, I was that one sitting in the corner that everyone was coming to with their problems, and would end up spending the whole night consulting someone. And eventually I realized I can just give them my card and charge them. So eventually, when I qualified as a practitioner, I was pregnant with my son, and I parked it for a moment, and he was born colic. And I was, I thought it was a really nice process to have gone through for self-healing. And he was a very colic baby. And I would sit in my bedroom exhausted of the pajama parade and send him healing from my room, and he'd stop crying. And I thought, wow, there's something in this. As soon as I lifted myself from that little experience and got my life back to a certain degree, for those of you who have small children, you know what I mean. I suddenly just got a stream of clients coming my way, and I've really had that since. So to give you an idea, my son is now 18. He's just turned 18. So this is something I've been doing for a long time. I then furthered my studies and got a real passion for it, and went into shamanic work, and I went into all sorts of modalities of body work and massage and aromatherapy and crystals and shamanic healing, and you name it, I touched on it. I was just so intrigued by it. I was interested in spiritual healing. I wanted to touch on all different types of spiritual healing, and spirituality in general became a real passion for me to really get more information. And the more when you do this, the more you study, the more you realize, the more you know you don't know. So it's just been an ongoing passion, and it's something I've always been intrigued by and interested in. And it's been my passion. So when I started my marketing consultancy 7 years ago, I actually then formalized both companies so that I could do both, because my healing company was always a side hustle. And it's something I had been doing all the way through, but it was something that was nights and weekends. I eventually became a Reiki master teacher, and I started teaching people to do Reiki. And over the years, I've probably trained about 80 to 100 Reiki practitioners in my time. So I started that in about 2013. So that's 12 years ago. So I've had my fair share of connecting with practitioners, and I have a really lovely group of practitioners that I know personally and work with on a regular basis. And all of them are my friends. I can't think of one that isn't. So it really is my people. And in the marketing side, I've always connected with the creatives, and, working with brands that I felt passionate about and getting them out there to the right people. So I'm really a connector more than anything else. I connect people with themselves, and I love connecting with those around me. So essentially, through this journey and straddling these two worlds, I became the person that people would come to when they were, for example, looking for a chiropractor or a crossover coach or a reflexologist or whatever the case may be, because they really wanted me to connect them with people that they knew they could trust, people that they knew that they could go to that were genuine and credible. I've had people come to me and ask me for healing goods and tables and crystals and all sorts of things. And so over the years, my network has grown beautifully, but I became the source of what I realized was a big problem out in the market. There was a shortage of a place for people to find vetted, trusted practitioners that they knew were genuine and good at their craft. And on the other side, I had a lot of people, that were practitioners that didn't know how to market themselves. And, being a practitioner myself, even though all my clients have been word of mouth, I've had to build my website, do the YouTube channel, do the Facebook Lives, do all those things. And generally for a healer, that is really out of a comfort zone. It really is. Not many can straddle that world as well. They can, many do it very successfully. But from my experience in general, it's something that healers struggle with. So, a few problem statements that I've picked up from healers is a lot of them have a value challenge. So they often don't want to charge too much, want to give more of themselves, and they should end up doing a 3-hour session instead of a 1-hour session. And I put my hand up here because I've done this myself. I've had to work through that value and go, I am worth charging 1,000 Rand for an hour. I am worth because I've got this experience. I'm good at what I do, and I have a pride in what I do. So it's not coming from ego, it's coming from self-love. So in my Reiki training to practitioners, I've had to do a lot of that work with them to help them understand that, this is an important journey for them to walk. And I do believe that, it's the conundrum of we learn through struggle, we learn when we grow. So they essentially had to go through that because what they want to do is they want to give to others. They want to help the world around them. They've got these giving, beautiful hearts, but they often forget about themselves. So it's that journey which is number one. So putting themselves out there is very challenging. They don't know how to do it. They don't know how to market themselves. They're not marketers. They want to be doing the massage therapy, and they want to be doing the reflexology and doing the craft that they're good at, that they enjoy. They don't want to be behind a computer. They don't, unless they're doing a virtual session, for example, if they could do a session virtually. So generally also it becomes a side hustle, and they have a dream of leaving their corporate careers, and they want to do it full time, and their heart and soul's in it. And eventually they end up going back to their corporate jobs, and just purely because they need to earn enough to look after themselves. So all these things kind of connect. There's another problem is that a lot of people will come to sessions and they don't respect the practitioner's time, and they don't come in 5 minutes before they cancel, or they do no shows. And there's no regulation within alternate therapists unless they have their own systems in place where they have bookings and refunds, etc. in advance, where they can actually manage that and get the value so that their time is not wasted and they don't lose their income. So there's all these problem statements. A lot of people also don't want to pay industry rates. They don't know how to charge for their craft as well. So these two worlds had this problem, and I thought, well, there's not often that you get a marketer and a healer in one person. So this must be ordained. There must be something that I can do with this, because all these problems are coming to me. All these people are asking me for these contacts. This is clearly something for me to see. And through much connection and, should I say, downloads, I came up with this concept that I want to present to you today. And I'm very, very excited about it. It feels like I've been building my whole life for it. And this essentially is a soft launch of this. Nobody else has seen this. You are the first to see it. You are my closest circle, and this is something that I want to ask you to collaborate with me at this stage. And I'm going to take you through this. So this solution was not just birthed by me. I have 2 people on the call that are part of my team. Never mind the support I've got from many people on this call that have helped me on this journey. But I'd like to Craig Hansen. Craig is a developer, graphic designer, has a lot of experience within marketing, advertising side of things, and is also studying to become a coach himself. So at this point, he has been straddling the one and is moving into the next, and he has helped build what you're going to see later in this call. Craig, welcome.
Thank you. I don't know if I can add any more to that.
You're welcome to. Go for it.
Lovely intro. Yeah, just to add, like you did mention that I'm busy studying coaching, and this whole platform is, I have an invested interest in it. I have the passion for helping people and wanting people to fulfill their full potential. And I believe that this project has a lot of legs and can do that for not only practitioners, but also the patients. Thank you.
Thanks, Craig. Then another person on the call is Jenny McLean. Jenny and I have worked together for, I don't even know how long, Jen, like 13 years. We worked together in the media space, developed a beautiful friendship. Jen actually came to me for Reiki for an extended period of time. And there's many stories there, not for me to share, but that was a beautiful journey from my point of view. And she has come in to assist us because she has a media business, and she's got many wonderful networks and contacts that are going to help us on this process. I'm going to share my screen and show you what we've been building. So this is called LightCollectiv, and that is because we're a collective of light. And this program brings these two worlds together. The idea is to have a practitioner listing of vetted practitioners that are credible, trustworthy, and the same for the audience that joins this, people seeking wellness, people looking for information on different therapies. Jane says she's on the call, but she's having some technical issues, but we'll try and bring you in later, Jane, as long as you're here. That's all that matters. And then the other world is obviously the loyalty program, which will be a structured program that incentivizes people for coming to the site, engaging with our practitioners, engaging with our content, searching, attending events, etc. And they start gathering loyalty points and then getting some benefits from being part of this community. So this is a community-based platform that brings these two groups together as such. So part of this is what I feel we're lacking at the moment is that people are searching for practitioners. They're looking for different types of healing. The healing world is exploding. There are so many alternate healers around. There are so many new alternate therapies that are coming up. There are so many more groups that are wanting to know more about this, and they don't really have anywhere to go. Yes, we've got AI now, and they can tell us what different things are, and it can search the web for us. But there's no one place, one hub to go to. And this is essentially what I believe this to be. AI will be included in this process as well. So don't worry, we're going to embrace this, because if using AI correctly, it really can work wonders for you and your brand and your journey within the world, really. It's not something to be feared. So you'll see at the top here, we have find a practitioner and join the loyalty program. So we will go, so please bear in mind that this is a beta version of this site. We are building, Craig is building at a rate of knots. We've got many features to show you today, but we are still building. And what we'd like to request is that you be part of this building journey. We want to soft launch in February, and then launch to the public on the 1st of March. And we'd like to launch with a nice group or a substantial group of practitioners, because we want, obviously, when you launch into the public, you need to give them the offering, the product. So this is a collaborative request. We'd like you to be involved in this process. We'd like your feedback. We'd like you to test it, engage with it, tell us what it needs, tell us what we can improve, tell us what you think won't work. We will definitely be open to your input. So moving further down, you will see we have what's called Spotlight Practitioner. So this is Bronwyn. Bronwyn is an emotions code therapist. I visited her last week, and I wrote this 5-star rated review. The site is essentially works on the same concept as Uber. So when you get an Uber driver, you can't move on to your next driver until you've rated them and given them a star rating. When you go to Airbnb, everybody is asked to rate each other, and the visitors and the property owners are both rated. So the point here is to ensure that the people on this site, whether they are part of the loyalty program or part of the practitioner listing, are vetted, good people that are here for the right intention and will leave light in their wake. So that essentially is what this is all about. So as practitioners have bookings made on the site and have people go and rank them, so they'll move up the rankings in practitioners. So if you have a 5-star rating, somebody searches emotions code, Bronwyn is going to come up at the top because she has a 5-star rating. And reviews are encouraged as well. So the more people rank you, the more loyalty points they get, the more freebies they get, the more opportunities they get, the more discounts they get. So you're incentivizing them to come and engage. The point here is that it needs to be low cost, and the people that are coming to receive the healing are getting incentivized for free. I do believe that, there's many things out there, and there's nothing more than drives me nuts that when I'm interested in something and then I have to give them my credit card details straight away before I can see anything. So the point here is really to make it as cost effective as possible for the practitioner, because the point is to have as many practitioners as possible. And this is not just going to be a South African platform, this is going to be a global platform. So many of the practitioners that are interested in this already, I'm not sure if any of them are on the call, are not in South Africa. And that's the point, because there are so many healers in the world, but nobody knows how to find them. So this is going to be the marketing tool. Social media will be done for you. Your SEO, your search engine optimization will be done for you. So if somebody searches you, if you're listed on the site, they will find you. They will see how you rank. They'll read your reviews. They'll be able to book with you. There will be business solutions integrated whereby you can do your invoicing on the site. You can manage your cancellations. So if somebody doesn't show, you can go and get a refund if you choose for them to pay on the site. So it creates a one-stop shop for a wellness practitioner who doesn't want to go and build the website, who doesn't want to manage their social media, and who doesn't want to do any of that stuff, for a cost-effective subscription. And if any of you have done this, you'll know that the cost of hosting a website, designing a website, doing your social media, doing your boosting, even just your accounting software parts that do your booking, etc., can add up. So this model has 3 subscription packages. So I'm going to take you through them before I go down to the further features. You'll see that we have 3 packages: bronze, silver, and gold. So the bronze is 299 Rand a month. You have a listing on the site, you benefit from the SEO, you benefit from the social media, and you get loyalty points to engage yourself, because healers need healers, coaches need coaches. The silver package, 499, added features of cancellation management. You get discounts on events, you get more loyalty points, and bookings are made on the site. This can be optional. These invoices and bookings made on the site can be optional. And the reason for that decision is a lot of market research was done with a wide group of practitioners before this started being built. And many felt that they prefer, especially those who want to engage with their clients ahead of time to get an idea of what it is that they're struggling with, or the support that they need, that they wanted to manage that themselves. And they didn't necessarily want to generate invoices they wanted to do that themselves as well. So that's kept as an optional, because it's not necessarily for everybody. And then the gold, $6.99 per month, is you get a speaker opportunity at an annual event and dedicated social media and more loyalty points. So I do believe this is a cost-effective way to create a one-stop marketing solution for a wellness practitioner. So what will happen here is practitioners will have a spotlight. These will change regularly, probably twice a month. They'll be written by someone in our team, so it'll be close. We'll have events running all the time. For the purpose of this demo, we've got here the launch today, the demo to practitioners. And then another thing to discuss is that a lot of practitioners don't have a group of peers that they can refer to, that they can lean on, that they can create connection with, that they can bounce ideas off of. And the idea here is to have regular light tribe connections where practitioners come into one space and we connect with each other, get to learn what each of us does. We learn what good referrals could be between us. For example, Andy, who's on this call, him and I often do referrals. He's a chiropractor and I'm a Reiki practitioner. So we have found that those two work incredibly well together. So we often refer to each other. And that's come from a long relationship of understanding what each other does. So these light tribe connections are going to be there to help us build our value, to help us build our tribe, to help us build our confidence, to understand what how much to charge, what's everybody charging, how much is your rate per hour, what accreditations did you get, have you dealt with so-and-so, I've got this client who's got this problem, has anybody else ever encountered that, is there something to be said about XYZ? So it's just a place for everyone to come and regularly meet. Sometimes they'll be in person, but generally they'll be online, but maybe once a year we'll do an in-person eventually. So, and then we'll have a regular newsletter that'll go out as well. Further to the growth of this is news within the industry. Anything newsworthy that any of the practitioners wish to share will be published. Remember, this is collaborative. We don't know everything. We don't know every alternate therapist there is in the world. We don't know every event that's happening, every course on offer, etc. So this is a collaboration of everybody's offerings in one place. The marketplace will be where you could sell your products. The academy will be where you can sell your online courses. Later down the line, we will have a podcast where we'll interview practitioners and we'll have a podcast channel called LightCollectiv. And then the events will be a listing of all events, not just LightCollectiv events, any practitioner is hosting that they wish to have featured on the site. Then we'll have all the alternate therapies that are within the practitioners that we have on the site will be featured here. We'll plug in an AI tool because we won't know everything else in the world, and this will grow, and this design will obviously change in a big way, but this is just to give you an idea. Yeah, we have what the practitioner profiles will look like. So there I am. There is my my profile. I'm not going to go into that for the purpose of this call, but I want to show you a different one. And there's Craig. That's his profile. Angela Simmons is not a real person, but I want to show you what this will look like. So essentially, here's Angela. She does acupuncture. She offers acupuncture. She's got a 5-star rating. So just interesting to note that the logo of LightCollectiv, which is these little, it's essentially, look at the design of the star, it's 4 people holding hands. That's the idea. So this is a connection. This is a network. This is people that are connected and sharing energy and collaborating. She has a 5 out of 5 rating, and she has 3 reviews, which you can bounce down to. You can see her rating. So if anybody comes to her profile, they can go and they can rate her. So they can go and rate her here, and they can add a review. She then has all her channels where anybody can find her. There's her bio. There's her mission and her vision. So part of this process, when a practitioner is interested in being on the site, is they will be asked to fill in minimal fields that will be just enough for us to vet. So essentially, I will be picking up the phone in the beginning, and later I will have a network of people to help me do that. And we will vet them in person. And we will, because essentially somebody who is a psychic, as an example, is not going to have a qualification. You need to understand, you need to have a gut feel of, is this person legitimate? Is this person, give us some references, give us some people to talk to. It's very, very important to us that the people on this site are ethical and vetted by the team, and that are going to offer the quality service to people seeking wellness, because it's in everybody's best interest. Once they are vetted, then they get asked to populate their profile, and their profile will give them many, many options of what they want to add to the process. Mission, vision, there'll be marketing tools available free to click through to help you determine your mission and your vision. And your slogan, for example. So you'll see on the right here, here's her logo. Here's where balance begins is her slogan. We can help you with developing your slogan. Years of experience, where she is, her certifications, her services are here with her pricing, her cancellation process and terms. This will be a sort of standard that we will recommend to people to put on their site, but they can, if they wish not to do that, that's perfectly fine too. There's her reviews. And what's added here essentially is any products she sells, any events she's hosting, and any courses she's offering. So this will change according to what is applicable to the profile. If none of these are applicable, this won't be here. So yeah, you can book an appointment and you can speak directly to Angela. And then further down, there's more links just to what the site offers. So if I go back, you'll see, yeah, we have, I just want to take you briefly through the loyalty program, just so you can see where we're going with points. We will be building this. So content, anything anyone wants to learn about, thought leaders they want to follow. If so, essentially in the upload process of your profile, you'll also be asked, what thought leaders do you follow? Who is it that inspires you? Tell us more. What things do you follow? And we'll actually have the people and the thought leadership that you follow in your profile, if you want it that way, or we add it to our thought leadership section. So that will grow. So essentially anyone who's coming to the site who wants to learn more about anything should be able to find anything really. That's the goal. Access to thought leaders. We will have some thought leaders talking at our events. That I'll make sure of in time. Loyalty program, free attendance to events. Some events will be paid for, some won't. But that will be for those seeking wellness more than practitioners. Practitioners wouldn't really be paying for events. Discounts, unless we have a particular speaker who needs to be paid, for example, that would be a different case. Discount on events and healing sessions, special access to workshop and digital offerings, early access to new content tools and practitioner specials. Industry insights, a marketplace of vetted practitioners, and a wellness marketplace. And this will grow, and we will add more and more to this as we go. So when we launch, for example, the podcast won't be part of the launch in March, and it's something that we'll aspire to down the line. We haven't included that yet in our practitioner subscription offers because we're not ready, but we will be ready. Yeah, they can join the loyalty program. And then there's just some thought leaders that I follow, that I've added, that I found great value from. And that essentially is the process. So if you wish to be part of this, what the request is to go to LightCollectiv, click on join the collective. What I'd like to offer is that you join on the bronze package. We'd like you to join for $2.99 a month, but give you the months of February free while we do our soft launch. And then within the month of March, when we launch to the public, to click into the bronze package, which you can do for as long as you wish, cancel when you like. If you don't want to be part of it, that's absolutely fine too. We would like to launch with some really amazing practitioners on the 1st of March. But we also understand that you are essentially our alumni and will be helping us and collaborating to build this. So you will receive all the benefits listed here, but you will only be charged the bronze package. And that will be essentially for the first 6 months. And then you can decide where you want to be. If you want to be further, and we talk along the way, we collaborate along the way, we grow together. That's the idea. So you will join, and you can then just give us your basic details. And this will go through to an approval process. If I know you personally, which most people I do, I will approve you, and then you'll be asked to complete your profile with all your goodies and your bios and your slogans and your whatever it is that you feel comfortable sharing. If you have website links, if you have social channels, if you have YouTube channels, whatever it is that you use for your business can be included. So this is not necessarily for anyone who doesn't have those things in place. It absolutely is. It's essentially, if somebody goes onto your profile and you have your own website, it will open in a separate tab so that they can engage with you, but LightCollectiv will stay open so they can continue scrolling. But this is a place for you to be promoted and to get clients. That's what it's about, to bring your craft to the world. You then do that, and then you complete your profile, and that is it. We will be doing this. We'll be building this to that extent over the next 2 weeks. We wish to soft launch in February and work with you during that month, and then be ready for launch in March. So that's my story. Any questions?
Yes, I have two, if I may.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So I'm part of a collective of 4 people, and the 4 of us offer different modalities. Would each of us have to then register or join as an individual, or is there a collective joining possibility built in?
That is not something I've considered yet, but in my view, it would be, how do you work? Do you work independently, or do you refer to each other? How does it work if somebody comes to you, for example?
Well, we're on the verge of actually starting a company where the 4 of us will actually engage as a collective with various modalities. Some things we will still do individually, and a lot of things we will do as a collective.
Okay. My suggestion then would be for those that work individually to have an individual profile, and those that work as a group to have a company profile. So essentially we're going to have retreats, for example, that are going to come. We're going to have healing centers. We're going to have places where you go to one center and you have access to a host of practitioners, and then it will go, the booking will probably go to a receptionist, for example. So that would be one subscription. Just depends on how you work, and it's essentially you're going to have one set of contact details. So if somebody is booking for all 4 of you, then you'd have one subscription, in my view. But that's something we can talk about and develop together and see what works best for everybody.
Give it some thought, and then
Yes.
we can chat about that again. And then if I take a look at all the modalities that you mentioned, I don't see entheogenics mentioned at all.
No, there's nowhere near enough mentioned.
Okay,
This
so
is
I'm
just a,
guessing, will that be part of the offering covered?
any healing modality that we
you.
can reference or give anyone information about, or especially if you have, this is a place for us to build credibility around these things. If you've got case studies, if you've got, people sharing reviews and insights of the healing they received, I mean, that's how we build it. That's how it happens over time. This is what this is about. This is a place to do that.
Thank you, Shana. Appreciate it.
Any other questions? Andrea, you look like you're burning to ask a question. Okay.
No, it's just racing through my brain. Yeah. And also like all of my stuff comes up, like, oh my God, I'm going to have a profile. I'm going to be online again. I got to get cracking. I've got to do this, and I really do think that the way you've laid it out is not something I've thought of, it's not something I've engaged with. So never, you see some here and on that online, but not something that I think will add the value that this will. So I'm very keen. Thank you.
Thank you. And just remember, this is not something you have to do alone now. During COVID, I remember my marketing stuff dried up, and I was like, okay, I'm going to immerse myself into being seen. I'm going to be vulnerable. I created the YouTube channel. I created I did the Facebook lives. I put myself totally out of my comfort zone. The imposter syndrome, we've all had those experiences. And it was difficult. I went online. I tried to find coaches. I tried to find tools to help me. I realized that if I wanted to do anything and look professional, sound professional, I needed equipment. I needed all this stuff. Like this was before AI came in, and there's a lot more at our disposal now. But at the time, I was literally sitting in my bed with piled pillows next to me so I could record meditations on my YouTube channel, because I couldn't go into a studio. And of course, at that time, you couldn't go to a studio anyway. But I found it so challenging, and I found coaches online to help me for free, who could help me with how do I do Calendly bookings, and how do I do this virtually, and how do I do that, and all sorts of things. So this team is here to help you. There will be tools for free to help you build your profile. If you're struggling, there'll be a team on call to help you with that as well. And that's what it is. You don't want to be alone in that. Edwin.
Another question that I have, how will you be going about marketing LightCollectiv so that it could really swamp the market?
Well, this is where our search engine optimization and being first on Google, and where our beautiful Craig Hansen is going to come in and show his goods. And we will, between him and I, we have a lot of knowledge and we have a lot of experience within the marketing space. And we will use all these different elements. The market, there's so much content here. It's so content rich. It's just, we're not going to be short of content. Social media will be featuring practitioners. We'll be educating on Reiki, for example, and you click through to the site and it shows you that, these are all our Reiki practitioners. We'll be on Instagram. We will be on LinkedIn. We will be wherever it is that suits, and that you'll see in time, we will build all of those channels. As a marketer, I believe in building them carefully and steadily and, with credibility and integrity. And it's not about a spray and pray. It's about quality. It's about quality channels that suit the brand. Andy, you have a question?
So not so much a question, but I think, something we underestimate tremendously is the power of word of mouth. And I think as LightCollectiv and as members of LightCollectiv, we're going to tell our clients and patients about it. We're going to go, hey, I'm going to provide this particular service for you, but go on to LightCollectiv. There are so many other people who can help you with your problem that you're having. Go and have a look. You're going to find amazing people there. And that is also going to organically grow LightCollectiv as a site, because then those people are going to talk about it to their friends and family members.
Exactly. And part of the practitioner profile creation is adding other practitioners you feel would benefit from the platform, so that we can expand that network as quickly as possible and bring all those people in. And the truth is, there's so many people out there looking for alternate healing at the moment. Well, now more than ever. And they really just want a place to go, and they want the vetted practitioners. And it doesn't matter how many Reiki practitioners there are. A Reiki practitioner is, I can treat one particular person who I resonate with, but they might resonate with one of my students if they don't resonate with me. And I often refer to everyone else. I remember when I started teaching Reiki, my mother said to me, "But aren't you creating competition?" And I said, no, because not everybody resonates with me. Not everybody wants to come to me. Some people want a man, younger, older, whatever the case may be. There can't be enough people doing healing in my view. So it's not like we can only have one of each type. There's so many things to touch on. You've joined us. Can I introduce you to Jen? And she's gone again.
She's not interested.
No, she's having IT issues.
Oh, shame.
Yeah, any other comments or questions?
Thank you. It was very interesting. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much for attending. I will, Andrea.
Sorry, I don't know where my hands up thingy is. Right there in front of my eyeballs. Let's say I want you to do this presentation to a couple of the practitioners that I've worked with. Can I just set up time with you and them that we can just spread this kind of presentation to them?
Absolutely, please do. I'd be most grateful.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And, feel free to share this with others. This has been recorded. So if you feel somebody that isn't here would benefit from it, and you want me to share the recording with you, I'm absolutely happy to do that. And you're welcome to put them in touch with us, with me, and we'll take it from there. But thank you very much for your time, everybody. I will email. Yes.
Sorry, I just wanted to say, this is incredible. I think the feedback that I've gotten from people that I've spoken to who are in the healing industry, who know about this and I've spoken to about it, are super excited about it. So this is going to be amazing. I've just got a good feeling about it. And, I think on the presentation front, perhaps creating a presentation video, like a YouTube video or something like that we can share with people would be amazing. And you could even do that with AI. So you could create a presentation video.
It's in the works.
Yeah. And, we could share that and it can go out. And I think this is going to go bigger and faster than you can imagine.
I hope so, from your lips to God's ears. Can
Absolutely.
I ask everyone who I did not share the meeting request with, please put your email address and your mobile number in the chat so that I can share the recording and the link to the site with you. If not, my number is here and you can WhatsApp me directly if that's easier. Joanne.
Yeah, hi everybody. I just wanted to ask you just to clarify. So the takeaway from this to enable us to use it, I just want to say I agree with Andy, being a homeopath and he's a chiropractor. I think we understand how practices grow by word of mouth. And so this is great, but I just want to know, just to be clear, the people that are on this call now, what you're telling us to do is to go to your website. Once I finish the call, I can go to your website, fill in the details, and then you will vet it, right?
Correct.
Okay. But sharing this website now with other people is also a possibility. Other people can also, it's not just the people on this call.
Absolutely, yes. If it's somebody that's within your network that you trust to be, and the truth is they're going to go through the vetting process anyway. If I don't know them, I will pick up the phone and I will talk to them. The more, that's why we've included your website, your social channels, so we can go and have a look at what you're doing and what you offer. We are going to stalk them a little bit. And then we will, pick up the phone and talk to them. They're human beings. So that's going to be my job in the beginning. And yes, so please share it far and wide.
And also sharing with patients/clients as well.
Please wait for that for the moment, because we are, the launch is planned for the 1st of March. When we're ready for that, we will let you know, because we need that loyalty program working properly before we invite people to come through and have the right content that's available before we launch. So the way it sits now, this is a soft launch to practitioners, to get practitioners to get benefit from the site when we launch, to be part of our alumni, to be part of the process of growing this and collaborating this and giving us your thoughts and ideas and inputs. And that's why it's my niche circle essentially. But anyone who joins in the next month, is going to add value. Everybody's got, that was the point when I was doing all the work that in COVID and doing all these channels. The biggest sort of message I got was, I don't want to be the only one on the stage. I want everyone to be on the stage with me. I want everyone has something valuable to say, and we all have a different story that will add such value and help someone.
Thanks,
so this
Shan.
is the platform for everybody.
Thanks for a lovely presentation. I just want to reiterate that I've been a homeopath for like 25 years, and putting yourself out there as a healer is really difficult. And I think this is a good collaboration. Well done.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Dr. Joe, I just want to say, sorry, and this is probably not the right platform, but you've been my son's homeopath since he was born, and I've never met you, and I've sent you patients, and I think you're incredible. So it's so great to see you here.
You, Andy,
it's wonderful.
You sent me to her.
Right.
Yes. That's we all connected in some way, and that's the thing. And I think the biggest part of this is that I want to create that light tribe where everyone can integrate and connect and actually see each other and meet each other and find out more about each other, because we all have stories that led us to this work, and that's we need a place to share that with each other, and I think that's what's important. Hey everybody, is everyone please feel free to give me a shout, call, WhatsApp me if you have any questions. What I'll do after this is I'll pop you either, if you've given me both, I'll send it on email and WhatsApp, just the link on how to create a profile. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll chat soon, I'm sure. Thank you very much for being here.